Hi, I'm Victor, and in this video, I'm going to talk about Roblox, the experiences company that us old schoolers would call a gaming company. And they are a unique company with I think, a special and attractive value proposition to the marketplace. I want to get into why I'm an investor in Roblox, continue to really believe in their future. As I go through this, I'm going to scorecard Roblox on three principles. First, I want to make sure that I'm getting a discount on the stock that I'm buying. Two, I want to know that the company is operated and performing well. And three, I want to know that it's a good time to buy a particular investment. Let me take a closer look at Roblox. So Roblox is the most current paradigm in video gaming and experiences. It is where people can go play games. They play on their smartphones, on their computers, and so forth. And one of the things that, personally, I was really impressed with is I have a nephew, and the kid's a third grader, and he was able to give me a full demo, for 40 minutes or so without stopping, of Roblox and how he loves the platform and the games that are on there. So that third grader really enforced that this is a very popular destination for many young people. What I love about their model is that they don't create the games, they don't develop the games. They have the platform where developers come on their platform and then develop the games. So it's kind of like the YouTube model, where YouTube's not creating the content, they just have creators create the content and then people come view it, and YouTube provides the platform. And I can go to Facebook and say that's similar, and so forth. And that's what their platform does. I think it has great potential because they really are diversifying across all kinds of different developers. Developers get a big value out of it because they don't have to have infrastructure and all those things. They could just depend on Roblox to provide that great infrastructure. And then they can be creative and develop the games that they want or the experiences they want. It's also, they have a platform that is really on the edge of experiences. So Roblox is signing up a lot of corporate, partners. They're going to be creating experiences on Roblox. So I think that's very exciting as well. So the whole concept of Roblox, I'm very interested in it. I believe it has a bright future. And I think these guys also have really good financials that I'm going to get into. But that's a quick introduction of Roblox. Now let me show you their stock price. Now it's May 10th, 2022, and we are definitely in an era of stocks being just beaten down. Netflix is beaten down 70% or so. Meta, previously called Facebook, was beat up pretty bad. Amazon's getting beat up currently. So if those awesome companies could get beat up, Roblox, is a new company. It's also gotten really beat up. It's been public for a little over a year. And this is their stock chart. When they first came out, they came out to a lot of excitement. The metaverse was really popular in 2021. And these guys just came out, and then their stock price shot up to almost $140 per share. And since then, it's been on a steep decline. So I want to remind myself of something that Jeff Bezos said about Amazon. Amazon went public before the dot-com bubble, then the bubble burst in the 2000 year. And Jeff Bezos was quoted as saying, look, the stock price is not the company, and the company's not the stock price. What he wanted to explain was that Amazon was still operating well. It was satisfying customer, needs and interests, really growing the types of, benefits it could bring to its customers. And he was definitely right. They continue to grow and create value to the marketplace. And look at them now. Amazon's just phenomenal. And that's what I want to remind myself about Roblox, is Roblox is still really pleasing its customers, pleasing its partners who are developing games. And the stock price has a very volatile, a path, but I don't think it represents the company, especially when I look at their financials and I see how they're operating. In just 2022 year to date, the company's down 76%. Holy smokes. It's incredible. But, you know, the S&P index is down 16%, a little over 16%. The NASDAQ is down 26, 28%. We're in a time when the stock market's just very volatile. A lot of stocks are really, really beat up. So this could provide a really unique opportunity, a really good opportunity to buy Roblox. So I believe Roblox is heavily discounted at this time. In fact, I believe that their stock price is 143% discounted, which means if everything goes as to plan and people realize how much Roblox is valued, they should double, the stock price should more than double. Let me explain how. What I do is I discount the free cash flows that a company would produce over 20 years, discount them at a discount rate that's conservative, and bring it to a net present value of what is that is worth today. That's how I would value a real estate asset, a stock, a bond. So give that type of framework to this particular company. I'm going to start with last year's free cash flow that was generated, $566 million. I'm going to grow it, years 2, 3, 4, and 5 by 35%, which is less than their current growth rate and far less than the growth rate they've had in the past. And then long-term, years 6 through 20, grow it at 15%. Using those factors, I grow the free cash flow expected into the future. Then I discount it by 9%, which is a nice conservative discount rate. And I get $33 billion. That's what the company is really worth based on cash flows. But their market cap is less than 14 billion. So it provides a really nice big discount in Roblox. Now, this is a solid balance sheet company. They have more cash on the balance sheet than long-term debt. And I'm going to get to that in a few minutes, but they have 3 times more cash than they have long-term debt. These guys have enough cash and free cash flow generating each quarter. They could exist for the next 20 years, no problem. They have no problem doing that. And they're growing so fast that they're going to end up being a giant company if they just continue to grow. So Roblox performance is exceptional, which doesn't match the stock being beaten up as bad as it has. Let me take you through that. So historically, they've just grown so fast, year-to-year growth, 108% if you look at their last 2 full years comparison, generating $500 million of free cash flow. A company that is this young, grown this fast, generating free cash flow. Very unique, set of circumstances. And their balance sheet's really solid. They have $3.1 billion of cash on the balance sheet. And that's 21% of their market cap in cash. 3 times long-term debt. So very healthy company that could exist on their own for pretty much forever. 2021 guidance, Q1 was released and they grew revenue by 39%. Great growth. Daily active users increased by 28%, and they generated $105 million of free cash flow just in Q1. They released their metrics for April 2022 that'll be a part of the Q2 earnings at some point. Daily active users were up 23%, hours engaged 21%, and then revenue should be up 30 to 32%. And they have 53 million daily active users. So that's their guidance, really, really solid. My outlook is they'll continue to grow 35% over the next 5 years, and longer term, 15%. And again, I talked about how I believe Roblox has a model similar to YouTube and Facebook, which both have proven to be very valuable companies and platforms. So I put them in a similar category for the whole experiences and video game, market. I also think that Roblox is an attractive acquisition target for the likes of Google, Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, somebody who is a $1 trillion value company that wants to pick up this company that has a very low market cap at the current time, generates just great growth, great cash, all the things. And it could be a really good situation for Roblox, who could get resources from one of these, I call them an alpha technology companies that can provide all the support they need to really execute their long-term plan with a company that could give them the resources to do that. So we'll see if that ever happens. I think it could happen because their valuation is so low at this time. So Roblox is the type of investment I'm looking for. Heavily discounted investment in the form of the stock price being far lower than the value that I calculate they're worth. The company, these are just bright, passionate people that have this space very well thought out, have a strong value proposition to their partners and to their customers. So there's no team on earth that could operate Roblox better than the team that is managing Roblox. And the timing is great. Everybody is running away from stocks, high growth stocks. You want to buy when everybody is full of fear and does not want to own, shares like Roblox. So I will be buying more shares of Roblox. So this video is only for entertainment purposes only, and I'm not recommending you buy Roblox. I like to share my experience as an investor of Roblox, and I hope you found it interesting. So that's my review of Roblox. I hope you found it interesting. If you could do me a favor and like my video, that would really help out my channel. If you like this content, would like to see more, consider subscribing and hit that bell if you want to be notified when I release a new video. Thanks again for watching. Good luck investing in 2022.